I have got a wonderful collection for you this week. It is the Rose Gold collection from our friends at Crafter's Companion, paired with Teresa Welch. I'll show you why in just a minute. Come play with us. First, let me show you a little bit about the Rose Gold. Now, if you watched the webisode last Wednesday, Lene and Debbie took a shot at some of the products. These are the rest of them. So the Rose Gold paper pack, this is 12 by 12. There is foiling on these sheets. It is just rather spectacular, as you can see. And then there is a companion sheet. Now these are 8.5 by 11. They call them mixed luxury cardstock, and they are beautiful. I'll be showing you all of those. In addition, there is, they call this a modern rose die. It is really smashing when you see what Teresa has done. We have 2 embossing folders. This is a confetti burst and decorative rose frame. This is also a cut and die embossing folder. And we have sequins. Look at the sequins. And we also have this duo pack of glitter glue. Now, let's get into the projects and I'll show you why I'm so excited. Okay, we'll get a little bit closer just for a moment. So what Teresa has done is this card, and it's a really surprise as I open this up. So let me just do that. Voila! It just springs forth. Look at that. Wow. And you can see how that rose gold and the pink are just a great combination. Now, I think you're seeing that starburst embossing folder already on the front there, and that has been embossed on one of the luxury cardstocks. As a matter of fact, all 4 of them are used on this card. So we've got this texture, we've got a glitter that does not rub off. We also have a soft pink, and then we have a mirror. All of those are used here, and I'll show you in just a second. Let me show you how Teresa executed this card. Now, she took this cardstock, or this paper, out of the paper pack, and as you can see, it is foiled. Now, let me show you what she's done, and I'm going to do this with a piece of cardstock because that's what I have. Now, what Teresa has told me, do you see my little flourishes there? That's the printed side, okay? So you take the printed side, which is the foiled side, turn it face down. The first thing you're gonna do is go horizontally in half. A bone folder is going to help. Then unfold it and go vertically in half, just like that, okay? Then you're going to turn it over and do the diagonal. And we're just going to do it in one direction, okay? So then you have this piece. So we're going to leave it with the face down, and then we're going to bring this corner down here. And as we do that, this is going to collapse. So can you see as I lift this? This is going to collapse. Now, the very first time you do this, you're going to need to kind of coax it in there. That's why scoring those folds is going to make a difference. This becomes your card base, just like Teresa did. This is going to be a good thing to remember, like so many things that Teresa does. So let me show you again. Here is her card. And when I open it, voila, so much fun. I'm going to do that again in a second, but let me show you these pieces. So we have this embossing folder. That starburst was done on this out of the luxury cardstock. And then she matted it on the mirror sheet. Now, because you get several sheets of each, that's going to be no problem. Now, going into this modern rose cutting die, let me grab it here. Doesn't it make just a stunning flower? Now, Teresa backed it on that soft pink that's also part of the luxury kit. And as you can see, she backed the leaves as well as the flowers. Now, for this piece, she also matted that on the mirror, as I said. The sequins she used just as embellishments, so you can do shaker cards as Lene and Debbie did, or just put drops of the Cosmic Shimmer glue and just place them. Now, what about her label? Well, her label came from, what a nice segue, into our 8 labels for your cutting dies. Whoops, that one's fallen down. But you can see that they're really shaped to provide just a beautiful label. And what did she use on top of it? Well, she went into our card inside outside dazzles. Now she did use the brown, so you see that I love you is just lovely. I have to get it in the light so you can see it, but when it's in person, it's easy to see. So this has a greeting. These dazzles are designed to have a greeting for the front of your card and one for the inside of your card. In this case, sending warm thoughts. Isn't that nice? Okay, so that's completed the front. Whoops, I forgot. We also have the light pink ribbon set, and isn't that pretty? So Teresa, as she did the embossing folder, then matted it, then she wrapped it with the ribbon, tied a knot right here. The knot is a separate piece, and then foam taped this to her card front. Very, very nice and very, very beautiful. Now, the inside of her card, what is she going to do there? Well, she's got lots of sections to do, and so she has gone into the paper pack and she has chosen all of these. So this paper is right here, matted on one of the specialty papers. Here is the diamond foiled. That's been used here. Now, in the gallery down below, Teresa has all of the measurements, so I'm not going to bother with that because it's easier to read them than to hear them spoken. But I love the foiling. I love the foiling on the gold. This is a foiled piece, and that's what she's done up here. Now, the same die, that modern rose that she used on the front, she used on the inside. Just did it out of other specialty papers that are in that pack. Just a really striking card, don't you think? And it's really nice to show it to you because it uses so many of the pieces from that paper pack. Okay, let's get to our second card. And here it is. Now we'll get in a little bit closer. That way you can really see the detail of what's going on here. And this one is using yet another embossing folder. I didn't show this to you at the front. This is Rose Blooms. Maybe I did show it to you. Yes. No, I didn't show it to you. Okay, Rose Blooms. Stay focused, Paulette. And let me show you what Teresa has done. So she has used this embossing folder. You can probably see it a little better in the imagery on the package. And I think you can really see it nicely on the card. So she has just used white cardstock, but she took the glitter glue, and so Teresa's done one for me, and she dabbed it onto this embossed white cardstock. Now, the glitter glue doesn't have a ton of glitter, which is really nice for this technique. So let me squeeze some on here. There we go. And I'm just going to dab it on to the paper. And you can see, Steve, can we get in closer to see this? Here we go. I'm going to dab some more. And you can see that it's just doing a really nice job of embellishing those roses. Let me have it a little bit into the light for you. There we go. Really pretty. Now you want to let it dry, which doesn't take long. Should you want more glitter, just apply a second coat after that first one is dry. So Teresa liked using a sponge like I have here, but you know, any applicator that you like, that you don't mind getting glue on. So, okay, that's that technique. And by the way, in the package you get 2 of these, so that's really nice. And let me set this aside for you. Now the paper that Teresa matted this on is, again, it's from that luxury kit, so that works nicely. The background is this paper. Oh, and I needed to tell you that this was Teresa's favorite card, by the way. Here is the paper from the paper pack that she used. There we go. And you can see it's got the glitter on it, so glitter and foiling all over that paper pack. I absolutely love it. Then she did something else, and it was really fun. Do you see this down here? Well, it consists of 3 pieces. The first piece is just a strip of that specialty cardstock, but then she went into our engraved dazzle borders. And let me see, these are the ones that she used. Well, some of these are on the inside, but here's one that she used right here. It just went over the center of that strip. Then she used this one, and it at the top and another strip at the bottom. These are beautiful. These are clear. So the background is clear and the foiling is, as you can see, foiling. What's nice about that is the clear means it's going to go with anything because it's clear. So that's a beautiful statement right across there. Now, this is again that modern roses cutting die, this time out of white and that gold from the specialty paper. See how nice it is? They're all coordinated. Then inside, she used the same sheet, 2 more strips. Now these strips of white cardstock were also embossed, also have the glitter glue technique, and also have the engraved dazzle borders. And then she also used these dazzles. Now this is the More Greetings. It comes in black, white, gold, silver, and brown. Obviously she used the gold for congratulations. And that just finishes that absolutely gorgeous card. So, so nice. Okay, let's move on to the next project. I've got pieces all over here. And this one. Now this is using that cut and emboss folder I showed you at the beginning. This is a 5x7, I believe. Yes, 5x7, and it cuts out the center, as you can see right there. Now, Teresa used this on one of the specialty papers out of that cardstock, and it happens to be the glitter one. There you go. Now, you go ahead and you die cut it, and it's also going to do the embossing, or you emboss it and it's also going to do the die cutting. But then she took a black ink pad and took the blending brush and just went over the top of it. That's where you get the real definition that's showing with that artwork. Really, really pretty. Now she put this onto her white blank card and then covered it with, again, one of those papers from the specialty. Now the greeting right there is also from that same inside out cutting dazzle set. So you make me smile and then thank you. Now look what happened. Okay, first, before we go there, I want to just do this piece. So what Teresa does is when she cuts the piece to cover her card front, she cuts it to be the size of her card. Our cards are 5 by 6.5 inches. Before she glues it to the card, she wrapped ribbon, this time black ribbon, very, very striking, and wrapped it around there, then did a bow and dotted it at an angle. And I thought it was a really interesting selection. And this is one of the things I love about Teresa. She chose this flower collection to use. Now these are Tutti Frutti sugar posies from our friends at 49th and Market. And I don't know that I would have gone there first, but look how beautifully they work. There is a pink, but there's also kind of a tangerine as well as an orange. Well, she probably didn't use the orange, but the pink and the tangerine are beautiful. The leaves are there. It just makes a really beautiful card. Don't you agree? Now the inside, okay, you ready for this? So the outside is glittery. The inside is a pop. Again, from that specialty paper, just can't get enough of it. But she used the glitter as a backing on it, just one little flower there, but did the same thing with wrapping this with the black ribbon and tying a knot right there. Such a beautiful card. And what I'm loving are these cards are so stunning and not terribly involved to make. And I know you appreciate that too. Okay, I have 2 more. This one is using that same cut and emboss folder. We used it going vertically on the first card, horizontally on this card. This time she die cut it out of that peach color that's in where else? The specialty paper collection. Here it is. But then after she die cut it and embossed it, she used 2 inks on it. And that really makes a difference. And I was surprised with the colors. Of course, the seal brown just seemed very reasonable, but the Bordeaux was a surprise to me. And the Bordeaux is a deep reddish brown, but isn't it pretty on the edges of that piece that has been embossed and die cut? Really, really nice. Now you know where that cutting die is. It's right here. It's the Modern Roses, and it's die cut out of the glitter and backed on that brownish paper. The Happy Birthday, well, that's coming from our Dazzles, as you would expect. On the inside of her card, she is using this paper from the paper pack. It's got the glitter on it. Oh, so pretty. And may all your wishes come true. So again, these are the inside-outside Dazzles. Just a strip of the specialty paper matted on another specialty. Notice this is cut down. It is also inked on the edges. The same two, Seal Brown and Bordeaux. And isn't that just a beautiful card? So, so nice. The woman knows what she's doing. Okay, you ready for one more? Well, I have one more for you. Here is a card. And Teresa took our 5 by 6.5 inch card, and it's folded in half, and she used our 12 rectangle and scallop cutting dies. So, so popular. And die cut, obviously not the top of it, so you're going to slip your die just to go right around the edge. Now, this is more closer to a 5 by 5 card. I think it's slightly different than that. Again, in the gallery, you'll see the complete directions. So Teresa has scored it or die cut it. Be sure not to cut the fold. You know why that's really important. Okay. Then she took this paper from the paper pack. Again, it has the glitter on it. And, oh, okay, when she did the die cutting, then she folded the front piece in half. Like so. Yes, this is going to be an easel card. So then she cut 2 pieces of this to go on each of the folds. And then for her kind of standout focal, she used this paper. But what she did is she used the same rectangle and scallop cutting die to cut it, as you can see, and then backed it onto the glitter that's in the specialty. So, so clever. Again, we've got that Modern Rose. Boy, does that do well. I'm just delighted with it. And she added, oh goodness, well, this opened. This is the Coral Coast Sparklets. Well, you might as well see what they look like. Here they are. Just do some dabs of the Cosmic Shimmer glue and then place them. And our greeting comes from our 500 script greeting Dazzles. Wow, there are 500 of them in here. Black, white, gold, and silver. You can see the Happy Birthday does a really nice job. On the inside, just a little piece of the same paper, same thing, doing it with the rectangle scallop, and more of the Modern Rose, and just a little piece of the back specialty paper. So this is what that is going to look like. Obviously, this is foam taped to hold that easel in place. And we've got Celebrate down there. I love how it goes off of the die cut piece. 5 gorgeous cards with all of the rose gold collection. Just so many ways to use all of these wonderful things. It just doesn't end. And I'm happy to tell you, we've got them all here at paperwishes.com, and we bought them out. So I don't know that you're going to find them many other places or any other places. We're delighted to have the rose gold and delighted to have Teresa. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, the gallery is going to give you all of the instructions. Thank you, Teresa, for writing all of that. Over on the right hand of your screen, you'll see our money saver, because you might as well save a few bucks. This is a gorgeous collection. If you're watching this on YouTube, please head on over to paperwishes.com. We want you to take advantage of that money saver and to get all of the printed instructions too. Thank you so much for joining us, but most of all, thank you for being part of the Paper Wishes family. See you next week.